Welcome to How to Pronounce Chinese Names. My name is Mark O'Mara. My Chinese name is Haiyong. My first trip to China was in 2003, and I traveled to China every year since then, except for during the pandemic. Learning pronunciation of Chinese names was actually difficult, but I actually managed to get a very good teacher, which I'll explain in a second. And once I learned to pronounce the names correctly, my students were very appreciative. I had one student tell me that I was the only teacher in Canada who pronounced her name correctly. So part of the trouble was finding a good teacher to teach me pronunciation. So I managed to find a teacher who was a linguistics major, taught Mandarin to foreigners, and was also a singer. So she was able to teach me how to make the sounds through proper tongue placement and airflow, and I'll be able to teach you to do the same. So here's what you'll learn. A background on Chinese names, the most common mistakes we make, pronouncing initials and finals, and what those are, the exceptions, some practice exercise and tips, and expanding your pronunciation with tones and then a powerful tool at the end to help you. So in the structure of Chinese names, you can see the Asian characters at the top for Haiyong, and Mark becomes Ma Ke. But with the romanization using pinyin, you can see how we can more easily read these. Now the structure of names is that the family name comes first, followed by their first name. So Zhang would be the family name, Xinyue would be their first name. They may also take an English first name as well. So first name and last name are a bit confusing because family name would be a better term for their first name, and then their personal name would be second. So the most common mistakes are people saying Wang or Zhang, or the pronunciation of these other terms would be Xie or Zai. Wang is pronounced like Ong in wrong, and the X in Xiao is pronounced similar to something between S and Sh. So it's not Sh and it's not S or S, but something in between. And then the C in Tsai is more like TS in sheets. So these initials are similar to the ones in English, so you don't really have to worry about these too much. They sound pretty much the same. So here are some new sounds you need to learn. We don't have these sounds in English. Try to build up some muscle memory to learn these, but for ch, ch, sh, the tongue goes on the roof of the mouth, air through the nose, and it's more of a throat sound. Now, if you can't make these sounds, the J in judge would be similar, but the sound is ch, ch, sh. So another sound is the Q, which is like ch, but the tongue is curved flat and down with the top of the tongue behind the lower teeth. So chu. So if you're taking photos, you say qiezi, which means eggplant, but if you're saying qiezi, you probably will look like you're smiling. If you're sad, you say huangguo, which is cucumber. So eggplant and cucumber are used when taking pictures. So here's a little funny one with the Q sound. 我喜欢去 Beijing would be, I like to go to Beijing. But I made a mistake in front of my friend and her mother, and I said, 我喜欢吃 Beijing, which they burst out laughing because I said I like to eat Beijing. So getting the pronunciation can be important. So 去, if you can hear the difference. So these are more sounds. Again, this is more air going over the tongue. The tongue is flat and starts just behind the upper teeth. Z, c, s. So I'm just moving my tongue back a little bit each time I move to the next sound. So z, c, s. It's between a sh and an s, but the mouth is in a smiling position and the tongue is flat. So z, c, s. So let's practice. 直 ch, sh, z, c, s, chu. So here are some exceptions with the letter I. So we've seen sh, ch, ts, s, and z. But with these initials, we have li, shi, ji, ti, ni. So under these ones, we have an e sound. The other ones, we have an sound. Sure. So for the vowel sounds, we have a, I, an, ong, ow. So it's a good idea to actually look at the vowels, and if there's a paired vowel, you can say them separately and then string them together, as I've done. So here we have E as in air, A as in feign, N as in end, and ung is similar to the sound in tongue, so ung. So here's the rest of the I sounds. Ya, yeah, in, ing, yan, yang, yong, and you. Finals beginning with O are O, ong, and O. Finals beginning with U are U, yuan, wang, wei. That's a little bit of a slightly different one. The UI is wei, un, and yue. Now, a special case is the letter U with the two dots on it. This is sometimes written as a V instead. So it would be U. So when you're unsure, just try breaking the vowels into their individual sounds. Individual vowels, yeah, I, yow, and then put them together, yow. So another unique sound is the R sound, and some people have said this is like the S in usually, but I don't think that's actually correct. It's more the R starts with the tongue in the roof of the mouth and sort of slaps down to a flat position, so R. So here are some family names to practice. Tsai, Cheng, Huang, Yang, Lao, Peng, Qian, Qiao, Zhang, Shi, Wei, Shu, Qu, Zhou, Luo. And some first names are Bin, Jie, Zhun, Li Xia, Mei, Qiang, Sheng, Fang, Xi, Xin, Yue, Zhi. Now, some regional differences you may hear are a mer sound in northern Beijing or North China, whereas in south they would say men. And then chuan would be chuar. And in southern China, they don't actually say sh, they say se. So you have to listen for the tone, because one time I was bargaining and I heard se, which is 4, but they were talking 10, which is sh, which is a different tone. So se would be 4 and sh would be 10. But in southern China, they would say se and se. So you have to listen to the tone as well. So we're done. So let's practice some Chinese. Let's say ni hao and see you later, which is zai jian. But notice the tone. It sounds a little bit harsh, especially on the zai jian. So there are also tones involved in Mandarin. So there's a flat first tone. Second tone is rising. Third tone is falling, rising. And the fourth tone is falling. And the fifth tone is neutral. Now, here's an example. Ma is mother. Ma is material like cotton. Ma is horse. And ma is a curse. And then the neutral, ma, puts a question mark at the end of a sentence. So, ni de mama ma with a mama. So if you really wanted to learn your students' names, you'd also learn their tones. But most students are actually quite happy with just getting the pronunciation correct. Now, another important thing in Chinese names is there's actually meaning in the sounds and the characters they use. So depending on the character, you might have different meaning. So Wang Wei means great. Li Na means elegant. And Zhang Xiu Ying means elegant and brave. Liu Wei is great. Zhangmin would be quick, and Xingyue is star moon. So different characters used with similar sounds can have many meanings. So if you want some tools to pronounce your student names correctly, just go to translate.google.com, type in the Chinese name in pinyin, and then click the audio button to hear the pronunciation. Okay, very easy to do. Translate.google.com. And there might be Microsoft Translate app that you can use on your phone as well to do this. So here's an example. I typed in Zhang Wei, and then I went and clicked on the little sound button, and I heard the sound in Chinese. So let's practice. Again, these are the main things you need to learn. Zhi, chi, shi, zi, ci, si, and then remember the exceptions after the letter I. Shi versus li, or z versus ni. And if you remember these will help you. So the most common mistakes, again, are the zhang and wang. And that's it. I'd appreciate your comments and feedback. You can visit my website at laughsingwrite.com, where I have the other creative adventures that I do, and hope this has been helpful. So I hope this helps you in pronouncing Chinese names.